Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 11th Symposium on Bioengineering and the first ever SymbioWired. My name is Anna, and I'm the president of the organizing committee, NEB-Filpicos, a group of biomedical and bioengineering students who have worked tirelessly to turn this dream into a reality. If you have been to the symposium before, then you know we usually invite some of our representatives and partners to speak, such as Engineer Falcão Cunha, Philps Director, or Professor Malcata, the Director of the Integrated Masters in Bioengineering. Even though both Philp and me are still an integral part of this project, today it'll be just me, so I promise that I'll be fast. Symposium on Bioengineering is on its 11th edition. For years, we have worked to bring in new content, daring themes, which can showcase the sometimes underrated range of bioengineering. You may or may not have heard this already. I know people at NEB have heard me talking about it 100 times, but I'm going to talk about it again because I love it so much. Years ago, one organizing committee laid out some ground rules for Symbio, some principles on which we should base our entire work. The first of those principles was the bridge. By bridge, they meant connections. It was up to us to build a bridge, one that students would be excited to cross, that would connect them to the incredible innovation and scientific environment that surrounds us, especially here in Porto. Of course, this also refers to the multidisciplinarity of bioengineering, which we believe to be a core value and essential to the future of both engineering and science. That's the first principle, the bridge, connections. The second principle is the light bulb. By light bulb, they meant shining a light on the immense potential of bioengineering. It was all about innovating, coming up with fresh new ideas, daring themes, ambitious combinations of speakers and perspectives that no one else would think of. This comes hand in hand with our commitment to scientific excellence. We may be a student-organized conference, but we are determined to showcase only the best of what is done in our field, both in Portugal and worldwide. The third and last principle is the coin. This one is pretty simple. Anyone that can join wants to. Anyone that wants to join can. We are not in it for the money or for the flesh. It's about science for everyone, every student, every researcher, everyone who's just curious, no matter their status in life. So that's the three principles, the bridge, the light bulb, and the coin. Until yesterday, I wouldn't even be able to tell you exactly who wrote it down for us. But the truth is, these principles have been the foundation for every symposium on bioengineering to this day. From a month ago to now, all of our lives have been turned upside down. The world is upside down. However, it is our firm belief that in times such as this, people can rise and better themselves, proving once again our ability for kindness, courage, and reinvention. In our own little history, the 11th Symposium on Bioengineering will have a very special place. We were lucky enough to have time, an incredible team, and supportive partners, which made it possible to turn this year's edition into SymbioWired, the first student-organized, 100% virtual conference in Portugal. By doing so, and overcoming the hardships of this transition, I have come to believe that SymbioWired has, now, more than ever, embodied the ideals on which it stands, the bridge, the light bulb, and the coin. SymbioWired is not just another conference. It's bridges, connectedness, even at a distance. It's multiculturalism, at a time where it's so easy to fall into the prejudice and isolation. It is a light bulb, a commitment to science and excellence against all odds, because science and knowledge are still our greatest weapon. It is, now more than ever, science for everyone, albeit your age, location, or condition in life. Completely free for everyone, as we always wanted it to be. For us, SymbioWired is a symbol of endurance, commitment, and overcoming obstacles. We poured our hearts into this project, and the interest it brought up surpassed our wildest expectations. For that, we have to thank each and every one of you at home for wanting to share this with us. But still, we must face that SymbioWired is tinged with some sadness. We know many other student organizations were not so lucky as to be able to transform their own projects. As students, we know much of our time is dedicated and invested into associativism, and how heartbreaking it can be to be deprived of the opportunity to share with others all that we have worked for. That is why we hope SymbioWired can be not just for us, but for you too, for every student who has lost some moment this year, to anyone who feels cheated, robbed of something important. We know nothing can make up for your hard work. We can continue to hope, reinvent ourselves, and fight for more. In this sense, we have to thank each and every person who has shown us support and stood with us during this process. Our amazing supporters, who never for a second thought of backing down when things took an unexpected turn. Our incredible partners and partner conferences, who have shown nothing but unconditional support and friendship. Our entire scientific committee, who have undergone every effort to ensure us the best support for our work. Our speakers, who have embarked on this adventure alongside us. And today especially, I have to thank past generations of NEPFIL for instilling within us a culture of dedication, teamwork, and perfectionism that can't be easily found elsewhere. We are here today at SymbioWired with over 850 participants standing on your shoulders. Paulo Maia, Vitor Minhoto, and Tiago Gonçalves deserve a special thank you today for building our entire donation platform in 2 days, simply because they have a love for this team and this project that can't be explained, and because they too believe that SymbioWired is more than just a conference. Okay, I hope you're all still listening because now I'm going to give you some practical information on how to make the best of SymbioWired. The first thing I have to tell you is there are 2 great documents you can access by pressing Event Info on the top right corner. It's the hand guide with detailed information on everything Symbio and the platform guide, which tells you just about everything about Quick Meeting and how to use the interface. Be sure to download them and use them. You can also consult our program in our website, www.symposium.nepfilpicos.pt. Tune in for the lectures you want to see and tune out when you want to have a break. The link you've received and that is all over our social media will allow you to get in and out whenever you feel like it. At the end of each panel, we'll have a debate session between the speakers. This is the perfect opportunity for you to pose any question you want. For that purpose, just write down your question in the chat in the bottom right corner, and we'll try to address as many questions as we can. During this debate, there will also be some polls up on which you can vote, so the speakers can get a sense of your opinion on a given subject. At the end of each debate, there will be a poll with some questions on the lectures you just heard. Answer them correctly and increase your chances of winning the Wired contest and winning a free entry to next year's symposium as well as a FNAC gift card. The more answers you get right, the better your odds are. Finally, but not least importantly, Symbio has once again allied itself to Solidary Cause. This year, we want to do our part in keeping our heroes safe, the medical staff that is on the front line every day fighting for us. In order to do that, we are collecting donations, 100% of which will be channeled to SOS COVID, a Portuguese solidarity campaign focused on the production of protection equipment for health professionals. They will channel these donations to produce visors using 3D printing techniques that can be donated to hospitals and healthcare centers in need. So far, SOS COVID has already delivered more than 7,000 protective visors in Portugal, but the need for more is always growing. We urge you to donate on our website and do your part to help. That's it for now, but you'll be hearing from us every now and then. I hope you enjoy SymbioWired, and we'll now start off the day with the Made in MIB panel.
Hello everyone! What a better way to start this edition of the Symposium on Bioengineering in a completely different model than by hearing about the work that is being developed by 3 former MIB students. completely different model than by hearing about the work that is being developed by three former MIP students. Some of us might already felt lost, not knowing what to do in the future, or what we can do with all this knowledge that we obtain. But fear no more. The ones that have already gone through it are here to give us a sneak peek of what's waiting for us in the other side. That's why, today, we have with us three bright women that were made in MIB and are here to talk about their work and their paths. As former students, they can show us what we can do in the present to be more successful in the future. Our first speaker was in the first class of bioengineers in the University of Porto, and is currently working in University of Düsseldorf, Germany, as a computational bioengineer, with interactions with industry and academic along the way. She will talk about the origin of life and the role that the first bioreactor on Earth might have on it. Also, about her path that started in the study of bioengineering until becoming a researcher, passing through a PhD in chemical and biological engineering. Without further ado, it is my pleasure to give the screen to Ms. Joana Xavier.
Hello. Can just someone tell me if they can hear me and see me? I guess yes. Awesome. So, hi everyone. It's really nice to be here. It's an honor and a pleasure. Even in these weird conditions, I want to congratulate everyone that organized this meeting while I'm trying to share my screen. Apparently, something is going wrong with sharing my screen. Can you see me? I'm not.
Yes, Joanna, we can hear and see.
Okay. Firefox is saying me that they don't allow me to share my screen. Even though when we
maybe you
tested,
should
it
use Chrome.
did allow me. We tested this here. So just a second. Let me copy the link to Chrome then. I will take 3 minutes out of my talk for this. Deep apologies. Okay, maybe because I'm going to join in Chrome, I'm going to get out here in just a minute. Okay.
Okay.
Here I am again. You can see my screen now? I guess yes. I don't hear any answer, but I'm guessing yes, and that you can hear me, right? Okay, perfect. I was just double checking. Okay, so here we go. Thank you so much for having me. This is an honor and a pleasure. As you may have heard, we organized the first Symbio, which at the time was called Jornadas de Bioengenharia, 11 years ago. And since then, you guys have been doing this much, much better. And I'm so, so happy that you are doing it and so much better, and now in English, which is a great improvement. So thank you so much for keeping up the good work. I'm going to try to tell you today a bit about my my path since 11 years ago, joining bioengineering. And here we go. So let me see if I can get this away. What on earth is a bioengineer? I guess most of you have heard a question like this. Imagine us 11 years ago as the first joining the University of Porto for bioengineering. For others that have graduated that I know a lot of people that graduated together with me, and afterwards, I want to tell you a bit about what I've seen, people joining industry, pharma, biotech, biomedical, food industry, but all other kinds of paths also. People changed to different fields. And so it's good for you to know that you are ready to do a lot of things. And of course, then you have the academia and scientific path. For me personally, I always wanted to pursue research, scientific research. So I joined a PhD right after I graduated. And I was always very centered on my passion, which was what is life and how does cellular life emerge in the universe. Because for us as bioengineers in FIOP, it was always a bit of a disadvantage. I said 6 years ago when I talked in the 5th symposium that prokaryotes are more than stars in the universe. And this is still a relevant thing to say now. Yet they are very, very complex. We can abstract that complexity in many different ways. My path led me mostly to metabolic networks, so the chemical complexity of a cell and the role of cofactors, catalysts, organic catalysts in those cells. After my PhD, I decided to go deeply to really what I wanted to research, which was the origin of life. And it's a question that many people see in different ways, and many people don't actually see what is the question. And I've gotten all kinds of reactions. So I want to tell you a bit about the background or the history. Not much on the origin of life research. So there are two major ways how we can see origin of life research, which is top down and bottom up. So top down is when we start from the level of complexity of the organism and we start to deconstruct it. These two are the same approaches in any system science, right? So you have a system, top down, you start to deconstruct it to its little parts. And this is the approach of biology, right? So Darwin started as the father of the theory of evolution, telling us, hey, we can go back in time and see that this complexity was built through natural selection. And he inspired the tree of life, even though he didn't draw such a complex tree. This is from a contemporary Haeckel. But he also his view on where